हेलो माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, मैं हूं आपकी साइंस मेंटर और दोस्त डॉक्टर मंदाकिनी सोरेन। और आज हम इस वीडियो में पढ़ने जाने वाले हैं क्लास 9 का बायोलॉजी चैप्टर नंबर 5 द फंडामेंटल यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ, जो कि सिलेबस का फर्स्ट चैप्टर होगा बायोलॉजी का। तो आइए शुरू करते हैं। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, the topics that we are going to cover in this video are a brief introduction about the cell, cell theory, cell number, its shape and sizes. Then at last we are going to study about cell components. So first of all, we'll study what is a cell. So a cell is the basic structural and functional unit of a living organism. So when we tell about what is basic, basic means the simplest part of something that is very important, without which other things cannot develop. So cell, it forms or it helps to form the structure of a living organism, as well as it is responsible for the various functions that are going on inside our body or that we perform. Okay, and so for this reason, cell is also called as the fundamental unit of life. So let us see what is the structural organization in living organism. So in order to make a house, as we collect bricks, even though they are sand, gravel, cement, etc. So, but brick is the basic unit in order to make a house. So when we collect all those bricks, so these bricks, when we form layers, and then it will form doors, or we can tell frames of doors, and then these doors, when we join together, and then it will form rooms. Okay, and then these rooms will be collectively called as a house. So in case of a living organism, the cell, which is the simplest form of the organism, these cells will together combine with each other and then form tissues. These tissues will combine together and then form organs. These organs will combine together and then form organ system. Like we have organs like kidney, lungs, then heart, etc., etc. So these organs will again combine together to form organ systems. Like we have the circulatory system, the excretory system, digestive systems, etc. And these systems will again combine together and form the body of an organism. So I think you all have understood about this. Now let's come to the next point. So division of organs we can find in living organisms. As we have seen, there are division of levers in a factory. So there are division of organs inside our body, we can tell. So brain, which helps to control the body. Then liver, which secretes various types of digestive enzymes. Then heart, which pumps the blood. And kidney, which filters the blood. And there are many more organs responsible for it. Now let's come to the next. So who is the scientist that discovered a cell? He is the great scientist Robert Hooke, who discovered and also termed the coined the term cell in 1665. And what he did is, and this is the figure of Robert Hooke. And what Robert Hooke did is he took the bark of an oak tree, that is the outer covering of the stem of the oak tree, and he took the outer covering of the tree and then observed it under his microscope that he invented. Okay, and then what he found out is little compartments inside those bark, and then those compartments, he termed it as cell. So cell means what? Little room, we can tell. If we mean is a cell is a little room, and as we can see, we can find out in case of honeycomb. So honeycomb also looks somewhat exactly like this. Okay, now let's come to the next point. So there are various discoveries like Antonie Van Leewenhoek. So Hooke and Hooke. So these two, please do not be confused within these two words. The scientist, he discovered the first living cell in 1674. So Robert Hooke, what he did is he took the bark of the oak tree, and that was the cell was dead. But Antonie Van Leeuwenhoek, what he did is he discovered the first living cell. Okay, living cell. Then next is Robert Brown, who discovered the nucleus in 1831. So nucleus is what? It is the central structure of a cell which contains the DNA chromosomes. So next we are going to read about it. And then comes Purkinje. Purkinje, he coined the term protoplasm in 1839. So what is protoplasm? Protoplasm means the living contents of a cell. So living contents are those found inside the cell, like the nucleus, then the cell components, or cell organelles also, like the cytoplasm, the mitochondria, the vacuole, then Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, etc. So these together are called as living content of the cell and also named as protoplasm. Then come to the cell theory. So who gave the cell theory? Matthias Sliden in 1838. According to his theory, what he told is all plants are made up of cells. So as because he was a botanist who studied about the plants actually, so he told that all plants are made up of cells. Then in 1839, Theodore Schwann, what he told is all animals are made up of cells, and Theodore Schwann was a zoologist and he studied about animals. So he told that all animals are made up of cells. But in 1855, Rudolf Virchow, according to his theory, he told that all the cells came from pre-existing cells. So all the cells that we are finding today, so these came from the pre-existing cells. So pre-existing means the previous cells that existed before, they divided and then formed daughter cells that we can tell. Okay, so this was a cell theory. Then now comes the cell number. So based on quantity or amount of the cell, so organisms are divided into two types. So first one is the unicellular organism, that is unicellular means single cell organism. That means those organisms which consist of only single cell. Okay, and multicellular organism means those organisms that consist of more than one cell, those are called multicellular organisms. So examples of unicellular organisms are amoeba, paramecium, euglena, chlamydomonas, bacteria, and many more. Then examples of multicellular organisms are various plants and animals. And then next comes the cell shape. So can we tell that our body is made up of same kind of cell? And no, never. So our body is composed of millions and trillions of cells, and each those cells they are very different from each other. Like the nerve cell, as we can see in the diagram, you can find these diagrams in your NCERT book even. So when you can see the nerve cells, they look somewhat like a tree, and with those branches, and somewhat like this is the stem of the tree and the roots, isn't it? So this structure is very elongated and also branched at the same time, and these branches are called as dendrites, and then we get the axon part, and then we get the nerve ending. So we are going to study this in the next chapter. Okay, then comes the fat cell. Fat cell is somewhat similar to as the name resembles. So fat means very fat. So it looks very somewhat like a spherical shape. Okay. Then you can see the bone cell. These are also branched in shape, but not elongated. And then you can see the sperm cell. The sperm cell has a head and a tail along with it, and the ovum or the egg that we call looks very spherical, and in the middle is the nucleus. And then the smooth muscle cell, which is spindle shaped. Spindle shaped means that is pointed or tapering at both the ends, top and bottom part, and the middle part is someone's broad type, and we can see the nucleus also. And these are the blood cells. Those consist of the WBC, RBC, the red blood corpuscles and the white blood corpuscles, somewhat spherical and oval in shape. So they doesn't look similar, but yes, they vary with each other. Now comes the cell size. So in nature, the largest cell is the ostrich egg. The smallest cell is the mycoplasma, which is a bacteria and also called as PPLO in short form, and that resembles pleuropneumonia-like organism. That means this is the organism that causes a pneumonia. Okay. Then in human body, the largest cell is the ovum or the egg, and the smallest cell is the sperm cell, and the longest cell is the nerve cell, or what we call it as neuron. Then let's see the cell components. The cell components, those are of various types, and first one is the cell wall, and the cell wall is a very rigid outer covering, okay, which is also non-flexible, and it lies outside the plasma membrane, present only in plants. Okay, then comes the plasma membrane or the cell membrane. It is the outer covering of the cell, and it permits the entry and exit of some materials. So plasma membrane we can find in animals, but we cannot find the cell wall in animals. Okay, then comes the nucleus. It consists of the chromosomes, and it is a double layered nuclear membrane which pores for transfer of materials. Then cytoplasm. It is a jelly-like fluid content present between the plasma membrane and the nucleus. Then at last comes the cell organelles. So these are specialized membranes that is the part of the cell and present in the cytoplasm. So as we have seen in your book, there are two diagrams. One is the animal cell and the plant cell. So that is not very necessary that you are going to draw as it is, but what you are to draw is the outer wall, that is the cell wall, and then the plasma membrane, and then you are going to draw all those living contents of the cell, that is the mitochondria, the cytoplasm, chloroplast, then endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, and many more. So even if you are drawing in this way, then also you are going to get the marks. Okay, so do not hesitate to draw this diagram. So this is a rough one. You can try this at your home. And thanks for watching my video. So if you like my video, please share, comment, and subscribe it. And stay tuned to my next video. Thank you very much.